Got your song playing.
Great.
Okay, my name is Apostle Anita Swain, and I have the Walta Mae Swain recipient, Kelsea Williams, on here. I'm just going to play a little bit of this song. I remember Kelsea, we were in the car and on our way to Cincinnati, I believe, and she was playing this song. And she played it again when we was in the car, and she played it again. So I said, she must really like this song. So I said, what we're going to do is we're going to use this as the theme of the Walta Mae Swain Scholarship Fund. It was supposed to be slash birthday bash, but we're just going to um, just make it about, it's always about God, regardless, whether it's nonprofit or whatever. But we're just going to make it about focus our attention on her. Ooh, so that she can feel encouraged. But I was taken back with this song. I've heard it before, and she talks about the alabaster box. And I'm just playing a little bit of the song, and then we're going to go into the interview. And I said, Kelsea, you really like this song? Because she's a 17-year-old young lady that likes the song Alabaster Box. So it's something about this song that's very touching to her. And like it's touching to her, it's probably touching to you. Ikaramasia, oramashanda. She's bringing out her alabaster box. Kelsea is bringing out her alabaster box, and she's presenting it before the Lord, asking the Lord, God, it may not seem like I have much. God, I don't have maybe what a lot of other people do, but I'm going to give you my alabaster box. You don't know the cost. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know the sorrow that I've went through. You don't know what me and my mother have went through. But I'm going to give God all my praise. I'm going to give him all my glory. And I don't have much, but I'm going to present what I have to him because I know that he's able to make it. I know that he's able to work it out. What does that song mean to you, Kelsea? Because I was for you to be 17, and I know you listen to the hip hop too, but for you to be a 17-year-old young lady and you like the song Alabaster Box, what does that song mean to you?
I don't really know. I've always thought that that was a pretty song, and I've always wanted to sing it for the church, but I haven't yet. I probably never will. But I don't really know. I've always thought it was a pretty song, I guess. I don't know.
Well, and you saying that, well, you can sing it at church. You just got to get over that shyness. She has a very beautiful voice, and I never knew that she had a beautiful voice until she started singing. And I said, Kelsea, you really need to sing at church. So we hope that you come to our church and sing, but but you need to use your gift. You need to use your gift. So now you have gotten so far $560 in donations, and we've spent most of
Yes, ma'am.
it. So, but what do you want to say to the people that have given?
Thank you. From me and my mother, thank you. I I never ever thought that I would be in something like this, let alone I've always taught myself that things like this never really happen, that people don't give, they always take. But being in this, hold on, being in this circumstance and seeing all the people giving, and it's opened up my eyes in ways that people don't understand.
And you know what? That was going to be my next question. How has this changed your life, changed your perspective?
I mean, it hasn't really changed much, but I do know that not all people are the same. But I do know that you have to get to know people because the same people you call your friends are the same people that can stab you in the back. You got to be very careful who you trust and why you trust
Now, I haven't been on the first interview. I haven't checked the list, but I know we were over, or you were over 500 views, which is really good for your first interview. How do you feel about that? That there were 500 people that were interested in your situation of being bullied, of being picked on, and some of them could relate. How do you feel about that?
It's scary because I've never wanted to be in spotlight. I don't like attention. I dislike it with everything that I have, but if I could help somebody else, then I guess my discomfort isn't really needed or necessary, I should say.
For the birthday celebration, I think, was she at the birthday celebration? Anyway, it was a lady that came to the church. I don't think she came for the birthday celebration, but she came and she started crying. And she told me, she said, because she's going to be one of the speakers at the Walta Mae Swain Scholarship Fund celebration, which will be Saturday, I'm sorry, June the 27th, and it starts at 6 o'clock p.m. It will be held at 165 South Cypress Avenue in Columbus, Ohio. We had the first celebration there where Lyric Montgomery was the person that won the scholarship fund. So the lady came to the church, and he's letting me use this church because our building is still closed due to COVID-19, and hopefully our building will be open soon. But God is blessed us, Pastor Corey. He's a great man of God, and he has a loving heart. But he's letting us use his building for Sunday morning service. And this lady came to the church, and she just started crying. And she said, I don't know what to say to her. She said, I have not been in a situation of being bullied. And she cried. She actually started crying. And she said that, and hopefully I have it correct. She said that the testimony, she listened to your testimony, and it touched her heart so much, seeing that how you went through being bullied and how the things that you went through at your school with the kids picking on you to the point that you didn't even want to go to school. And so, anyway, she started crying. So, your testimony, for those that have listened, is touching lives because a lot of people went through situations of being bullied. And some of us, we did drop out of high school, and some of us, we did do things that we shouldn't have done. But God blessed you that even though you're going through the homeschooling now, you're able to complete school. You're going to be able to get your high school diploma. You're going to be able to go to college. Where other people, back I know, and back in my days, we didn't have homeschooling, and we didn't have different programs like that. So how do you feel that you are actually, when you tell people what you went through, and the different um, processes that you had to go through in school, that you did not kill yourself because so many other kids have been bullied. I know down in Cincinnati there was um, a young lady. She was being bullied and she killed herself. This was a few years back, and then her brother killed himself. I believe it was like that same year. He hung himself. So it's people that have given up. It's people that don't want to continue to live after being bullied. But God has given you the strength to stand. What do you want to say to anybody right now that's going through the bullying process, that's being bullied, that have kids, because they have cyberbullying that have kids that are bullying them over over the internet or on the phone or whatever. What do you want to say to them to encourage them?
Just try to stay strong, even if you have to talk to your parents about it. I know parents don't really know too much about cyberbullying, but they can give you advice. And if they are bullying you over the internet, stay off of it. Like I said last time, stay off any site that people are bullying you on. Just stay off of it and stay away from it.
Now, do you feel that, like when you were going through your situation of being bullied, do you believe that prayer, did you pray? Did you believe that prayer maybe helped you?
Well, I did pray. Yes, I did. But mainly I listened to uplifting songs. That music has always helped me get through hard times. It's like when nobody's there, music was always there. It's always around. You can go to it anytime you want. But yes, I did pray, but between praying and listening to the music, I think those two is what really helped me.
Amen. Amen. I know that when I was younger, I used to be very, very smart when I was in elementary school. And this was back in the 70s. And I would have kids, pick on me because I was real smart. And I was chubby, back then. I've always had a weight problem. And I would have the kids pick on me, but I would still go to school and I would still, of course, I was in elementary school, and I would still do my job or do my work at school. But there was also a time when I was by myself. I had a few friends, but I always felt alone. And even in elementary school, I would pray for people. The kids, when all the other kids would ostracize them, they would come and hang with me and I would pray for them. And then I had the other friends that were at school that wouldn't let anybody mess with me. So, but it was hard. And being bullied is hard. It's very hard to go through. So I applaud you. I applaud that God has been with you. I applaud you for that you did not give up. Even your situations where you might have had to go to the courthouse or whatever, you still did not give up because there's a lot of people. Ikaramasia, or rabasia ramashanda. There's a lot of kids that gave up. Ikaramasia. But we don't want any more kids to give up and go through being bullied. Ikaramasia ramosa. Erabosia. We don't want any more kids to go through the bullying anymore. And you know what? And I believe that Black Lives Matter. I believe that all lives matter. But we need to start as African Americans. We need to love ourselves as well. This, the bullying needs to stop. The black on black crime needs to stop. The other stuff that's going on in the household that shouldn't be, that needs to stop. Children being molested, being raped, that needs to stop. That's going on in the household. Ikarabosia ramashanda. O karamasia. Even the children that are being abused, that needs to stop. All of these areas needs to be addressed. And I believe that the police department, that the cruelty of the police officers, the abuse, that has been going on forever. And that does need to stop. I myself in Cincinnati as a young woman have been abused by the police. My grandmother was in her 70s being beaten by the police. I've been abused by the Northwood police down in Cincinnati, tried to beat me with a bully club, and that was in the 90s. I was pulled over in 2010 by Bexley police officer. They frisked me, and he was a male. And according to what I understand, the male is not supposed to frisk you. The woman, they're supposed to call for a woman to be frisked. I was frisked out in the street. I was humiliated. They called children's services on my son for them to come pick him up. And I told the police officer that I was a victim of what they call it when they steal your identity, stolen identity. And then his
Identity fraud.
supervisor had to come. His supervisor had to come and tell him that to let me go because I was the wrong person. So all of this is happening, and yes, the young people are mad, and we're all mad because we all have been a victim of police discrimination. But we have to know how to protect our own, and not just protect our own. We need to protect everybody. This has nothing to do with the Walta Mae Swain Scholarship Fund interview, but I'm going there because I'm going led by the Holy Spirit. So we need to know how to protect our own, all kids, regardless of race, regardless of creed, regardless of gender. I am against all forms of discrimination, even weight discrimination. That has to end because you can go apply for a job because you're fat, people don't want to hire you. And I thank God for the job I have because they're not looking at my weight. So, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. So you said that since you've been a recipient of the Walter Mae Swain Foundation, this has changed your outlook. And you see that people do care. Even the people that didn't couldn't give a donation, by them watching the interview, that showed that they was interested and it showed that they cared. So when the devil tries to tell you, well, of course, your mother cares and your brother cares. But when the devil tries to tell you that nobody cares about you and nobody cares what you're going through, what are you going to tell the devil?
I would tell the devil that people do care. It's just that some people don't. And he's probably gonna try and throw the people at me that don't care, and I am going to pull up people that do care.
Amen. Because you know what? For people not to know you and they have given to the scholarship fund, and I did not reach out. Before I reached out to organizations. And this year, I don't know if it's because due to COVID and everything that's going on, I did not even reach out to the organizations this year. So if I had reached out to the other nonprofit organizations or to the stores or whatever, we could have gotten more donations. But because, you know, whatever reason, I wasn't able to this year. And then I'm pretty sure because of COVID, a lot of people are out of work. A lot of people don't have money. A lot of people, a lot of people lost their jobs and got laid off, and then the income tax of $600, that's going to be ending sometime soon. So I just want you to think about how much people really do care about you because you don't know what their financial situation was, but they made that that sacrifice to give to you because they wanted to see your life be a little bit better. So
Yeah,
what is it? Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and I completely understand that. Just sitting here and watching this is enough for me because a lot of people don't have time, or they do have time and they don't want to do it. They're just sitting here and watching this is enough for me. You don't have to give anything. Just sitting here and watching is enough for me.
Amen. So now you got your little few outfits. We got some clothes here. Of course, some of the clothes did cost a little bit more, so it did take up the money. But what 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 are you anticipating? Are you excited about Saturday? How do you feel about
I'm kind of scared, but I think I'll get over it once I actually get there. Once
it?
I actually get there, my fears will probably fade. But as of right now, I am terrified.
Okay. Okay. But you're excited. It's a good thing, right? You're
Yeah,
excited.
excited but terrified.
Okay, so we're gonna do our best to make it uh, a memorable night. And again, we want to invite everyone if they're in the Columbus area. Of course, we will be practicing social distancing, but if they're in the Columbus area, it's going to be at 165 South Cypress, and it's going to be Saturday, September the 27th, and it will start hopefully on time, and we're going to get out on time. You know, we never start on time, but we're going to try.
Yeah, that is true.
We don't start on time. We don't start on time ever. We gonna try. We gonna try to start on time. It started at 6 o'clock. We will try to start at least by 6:15. Don't come at
Um,
7 because you might miss it. But we will try to start on time. So anyway, this was more or less a short interview. Is there anything you want to say? Is there any words of encouragement that you want to speak to somebody to let them know that if they're going through bullying or if they're having situations at home or situations with their life that God can bring them out, that they can make it?
yeah, I want to say God can bring you out, but also seek for outside help. Because faith without work is dead. You can't rely on God for everything. Sometimes you have to go out and do it yourself. I understand praying and all of that, but sometimes you have to reach out, even if you don't want to. You have to reach out. Like if you're being abused, for example, you have to reach out to other people. I understand it's hard, and I understand you might pay for that in ways I don't want to think about, but you have to at least try.
Amen. I agree totally with you. No one should be abused. No one should be bullied because bully is abuse, and those memories sometimes will stay with you forever. You know, but you have went through the bullying, and you're going to be moving forward. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What are some of the goals that you are your aspirations for your future, for your education?
Well, for right now, I'm just worried about finishing high school. Then after high school, I might go to college for vet tech. Then after that, I'm gonna go to college for veterinarian school. So that's around 7 years of college, maybe, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Okay, now what do you want to do like when you go to college or when you get out of college? What you said you want to be a veterinarian. What are some of the goals that you want to do? Because I know you said that you wanted to help your mother as well.
Yeah, I do want to help my mother. She's been everything for me. But after I get out of college, I might try to get work at a veterinarian hospital. I don't know where right now, but that's what I plan on doing. And then when I save up enough money, I might try to get my own vet place so I can work with people on budgets like me and like my mother. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, well that sounds great. You know, you have some great goals ahead of you. And with God, all things are possible to him that believe. So, and I know you believe in God, so I know God will help you to be able to bring it to pass so that you can be a blessing not only to yourself but also to your mother as well. So I guess we're going to end this interview unless you have anything else to say. Again, if you still want to give, you can give. The Cash App is down at the bottom of the screen. Just note that it's scholarship, so that will go directly to her. We also have a GoFundMe that is on Facebook underneath my name, Anita Swain, but it will have a picture of her and her mother on there. If you want to come to the event and you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, if you don't want to do Cash App, if you don't want to do GoFundMe on the page, then you can just come to the event. You don't have to stay. We're going to be practicing social distancing. I will have gloves and masks for you. when you come in the door. There's already some sanitizer there, and you can come in. We're going to have a good time. We're going to celebrate her, even though Walta Mae Swain Foundation or scholarship is not really, I don't count that as being a religious event because it's really supposed to not be. But because, you know, God, we have God in us and we are filled with the Holy Spirit, of course, and we allow Him to rule. So it always does end up being a religious event, but you're more than welcome to come. So, anyway, since I guess that's it. We're gonna look forward to you. Before we go though, tell the people some of the things that you have done with the since you've been a recipient of the Walter May Swain
Well, that's a hard one to answer. Aside from, um, I've been thanking people and asking God to bless the people that have given, and even bless the people that have watched the videos and have been on Facebook supporting me and supporting this whole entire thing. I've been asking God to bless them tenfold.
Amen. So, but you got a chance to go shopping twice. We got some clothes here for you now. You went to Cincinnati, you and your mom, and we went shopping there. So you got a chance to eat out a few times. So you got a chance to do some things. So with the money that was sent. So and then I do have at the end, when all of this is over, as far as the Walter May Swain Foundation, I will do the same thing that I did when we had the one for Lyric. I post the receipts on my Facebook page so everybody can see where the money went. So anyway, we are about done. It's almost our half an hour. We just want to
Yeah.
do one more last video, one more last interview, so that she can be able to thank you. If you want to come, if you still want to give, if you want to go to the GoFundMe, it's under Walter May Swain Scholarship Fund, the third annual. You can do that. And we just thank everybody. I thank everybody that has been a support to us doing this. This is our third year. And I said, as long as I'm in the land of the living, I don't know if my kids would still keep it up, but I know I will keep it up. As long as I'm in the land of the living, we will always do the Walter May Swain um, Scholarship Fund. Whether we get funds or not from other people, hopefully we will, but whether we get funds or not, I'm doing this in honor of my mother. My mother was a giver. My mother, she went to college back in the 40s. She had an associate degree in blueprint and mechanical drawing. She went to, I believe it was called Ohio College, but it was downtown in Cincinnati, Ohio. But because of her race, it was hard for her to get a job in that field, especially in Cincinnati, because it was prejudice. So she had to go and she had to work at a hotel as a maid. But even as she worked at the hotel as a maid, she met a lot of famous people. And not only did she do that, but she traveled all across the country preaching the gospel. So, and they gave her liberty. So, whenever she was in Cincinnati, she would go to work. But most of the time, my mother has preached in New York. She's been preached overseas. She didn't preach in Memphis, Tennessee. She was part of the Church of God in Christ. She was one of the evangelists there, and she met with Bishop Mason. She got a chance to travel with Bishop Mason's wife. So she did a lot of ministry until after she married my father, and she had me. So then she just mostly preached at the local churches, but she would still go out of town, but it wasn't overseas to preach. But my mother has been preaching. She was preaching ever since the 1940s. So she started preaching, I believe, in 1946, and she traveled all over and she preached up until she got sick. When she got became sick in 2004, but then I moved her up here to Columbus with me. And then she assisted me while I have pastored churches. I pastored 5 churches here in Columbus, Ohio, and up until she became really ill, which has been, I would say, she became really ill in 2010, and then she passed in 2015. So we started the scholarship fund in 2017. So anyway, we thank you for watching the interview. Please watch the first interview with a lot of information. I think that interview went almost an hour. So this one was just short. We just wanted to say thank you for all the giving. Thank you for watching the video of the first one. You can watch it either on YouTube. You can even go to my Facebook page, which is Anita Swain, and watch it. So anyway, God bless you. Thank you, Kelsey, for accepting to be the Walta Mae Swain recipient. I'm looking forward to the celebration on Saturday. You be blessed.
Yes, ma'am.